So, hey guys, I'm doing a video about myself this time. Um, Last time I did a video with my friend Joanna, who is an ISFJ, and me, Assanti, and I am an INTP. And so yeah, she suggested that I probably do some videos on my own, since there seem to be a lot of videos about INTPs out there. And I have recently looked into some about INTP females, and they're cool. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. I mean, these don't really fit my taste. But anyway, this video is about how INTPs have fun, specifically myself. And I don't know if you ever heard of Quora. It's an app about asking questions, and many people from whatever background, from a professional background or just general interests, can answer questions and give input on those questions. So I have a core account. I was more active last year. I have not answered a question in a really long time. So one of my answers to a question that got the most upvotes, which is basically like a like, uh, is how do INTPs have fun? And I gave a basic list of 7 things of how I have fun. And so, yeah, these are those things. Number one, having debates over things that matter, especially with people with differing opinions. I love that. It's mentally stimulating, and it also gives me a chance to understand people better, and to understand their perspectives better. I mean, I know there's this thing about INTPs. Some people, would say like INTPs don't really have a set opinion on something, or they're easy to change their minds on certain things, which, I mean, yeah, I would say is generally pretty accurate for me. Um, yeah, I like playing devil's advocate with a lot of things, and I know how to argue different sides, and I just like to see, because I know, even though I like searching for all different sides of an opinion or whatever, um, I know that there are things that I personally have not thought of, and there's insight that I know I don't have. So, yeah, I like getting new insight. Number two is getting to know people deeply. And these aren't really in order of like importance to me or anything. I just numbered them. But yeah, getting to know people deeply. It's like getting to know, um, well, I use this expression around close friends who would know what I'm talking about. But it's like basically viewing people as an experiment. And that can sound really cold. And that might sound very INTP ish or whatever. But I know that people are far more complicated than what they even think of themselves and what they portray. And so I like to dig deep. Um, and of course, for an INTP, that takes emotions as well, and more, yeah, emotional intelligence and maturity. Because I like using this example of people being a mansion, like huge mansion. There's tons of rooms, hallways, staircases, going all kinds of different directions. And there's so many different things in those rooms. If there's a room and there's fragile, breakable things in there, although you're excited to get to know what those things are and how they work and why they're there, you can't just go barging in the room, breaking stuff. Else you'll get kicked out of the room. You don't want to do that. So, experiment over. Um, so, that's just an example. And number three, playing strategy games. I don't play games as much as I used to when I was younger. More so because of the time thing, learning how to manage my time better. Now, those games are mentally stimulating, and they actually, I guess, keep me um, in good mental shape in many different ways. It's just, yeah, the time thing, learning how to manage my time better, becoming an adult, scary stuff. Um, Yeah, but any games that I do play, I like playing strategy games or games like where I can explore. And so this is like from video games to board games, etc., etc. Things that actually give me the opportunity to really dive deep into something, and they usually take probably a long time, or like a way to express an idea or something like that differently, or like using no words or just actions, things like that, things that require much more thought and creativity. Um, I do like playing like crime scene investigation things. Things mostly involve concepts, and some games that I really like are the escape the room games. I loved playing those as a kid. Absolutely loved it. Just because it's like so many different things, so many different connections. It's like you find these random keys, and it's like, where do these go? Where do these numbers go to? I have to obviously have to put them into something, or like the colors associated with these numbers are important for something. So it's like storing up this information and being able to use it in a creative way in order to obtain some kind of goal. So yeah, um, reading is good. I'm personally a bit too scatterbrained to just go straight through books, so I actually prefer textbooks to read because they're compartmentalized, they're sectioned off, so it's like whatever I'm interested in, I can just go straight into that and not really have to read everything before that in order to get a good understanding. I mean, of course, if I've never studied this subject, I would probably want to do that, go back and like get better understanding on the first chapters, but it's something like I'm really interested in, say like art history. I've taken 2 classes on that already, and my art history books, I revisit those because I just like the theory about like and the ideas about like why different cultures um, worship gods the way they did, why they made certain statues a certain way. It's very intentional. And I think that people from way back when were very intentional and very intelligent um, in ways that we often ignore. And so I like figuring things like that or just like speculating, things like that. Number 5, analyzing myself, something I do every day. Yeah, I consider introspection a life giving pleasure. So, yeah, yeah, I like being self aware and knowing how I will react in different situations and knowing how I might not react in a different situation or to certain ideas. Um, yeah, I could go on and on about that. Number 6, hanging out with friends, especially those I have a genuine connection with. Um, I consider myself ambiverted, but obviously I'm more introverted than extroverted. I guess you would call me an outgoing introvert. Um, but definitely, especially when I'm, I guess, really in the introvert mode, I want to be just like around very few people. When I'm around people that I have genuine connection with, that definitely energizes me instead of draining my batteries. Um, yeah, just the simplicity of being with people and being in really chill environments where you can talk about anything. And number 7, exploring abstract concepts through art. I kind of touched on that, mentioning art history, but yeah, I like art. I like a lot of different topics, but I actually went to a high school that was a boarding school um, that was geared toward math and science specifically, in which I did well there. But in college, I ended up going to art. I went into graphic design and photography. So yeah, even using those skills to just be able to explain the things that I'm thinking abstractly and through art um, was very interesting. Definitely a challenge to my creativity. Definitely challenge to my intuition to dive deeper into things. And just generally with art, um, yeah, just seeing the philosophies behind different things and like why people do certain things, why people make art certain ways, why they thought something was important enough to put in the public eye, things like that. So those are just some random things. I tried to keep this video short because I'm actually working on a project right now, supposed to be anyway. But yeah, I hope you like it. Um, Give me feedback if you would like. I don't really mind. Just doing this for fun, basically. Might do more videos. But anyway, that's about it.